Hey, everybody, and welcome back to this week's episode of the Squadcast. Yeah, you heard me right. It took us almost 7 years to come up with a better name than live stream, but we're not live streaming
We
anymore.
may
So,
we may take a while, but eventually we'll get
everybody
there.
has a podcast.
It's true. Yeah.
Only we have the Squadcast.
Are you sure? Only we did. We check if there are any others?
far as we know.
Because I'm making that assertion.
Okay.
And anybody
It
that
must
has
be
a problem
true.
with that, they can
It
come
must
at
be
me.
true. Gotcha.
It must be.
Gotcha. It must be true.
If anybody's complaining, they've heard it on the internet, and everything there's true. So,
Okay. Well, with that truth bomb,
But hey, how you guys doing? We got a Jimmy back.
hey,
Yeah.
Jimmy.
Back for at least this episode.
See, Jimmy is like permanently on vacation. If I didn't know better, I would think he was retired.
I'm
As
getting
much as he
closer to
travels
that. I am getting closer to that, but not just yet. I'm still too young to retire just yet.
All right,
Okay.
all right.
The idea sounds great. Just be permanently on vacation. But would you get bored?
Nope.
Oh, absolutely.
I got way too much stuff to do to be bored.
You guys were very fast with that answer.
Yeah, I mean, for me, yeah. Actually, and I am in my 60s now, but as you get older, and I mean, for me, it might have been when I was about 59, or maybe when I turned 60, right? It kind of hit me, like, because up until that point, you think about retirement and you think, can't wait. Yeah, hey man, I'm getting close there now. I'll be retired, right? And all that kind of thing. And I'll watch all the young guys go to work, right? And all this kind of thing. And then when you finally get there, or at least this is what it was for me, when you finally get there, or when I finally got there, and I started thinking, oh, holy crap. When I retire, what am I going to do? Right. Maybe that'd be great for the first 3 to 4 weeks. Right. But then after that, I'll go bored. Right. I'll go out of my mind. I gotta,
knowing you,
okay, now I've got to figure out something to do here.
You're going to spend your time lifting weights and wrestling alligators.
Mm-hmm.
You get yourself an airboat and go explore every inch of the Florida swamps.
I could kill pythons for a living.
You could kill pythons
there you go.
for a living.
Make some good money
with a pneumatic air gun with no compressor or a hose attached, because that's a thing. No, if you remember, I was technically retired for almost a year back in 2019.
Yeah,
and I was busier during that time than I was when I was working. I actually, going back to work in 2020, actually, I had to do that to take a break.
yeah, I think that there's so many things that I wish I could do that I can't do, that I would be pretty busy for at least a few years if I stopped working full time. And that's not even counting like all the amazing video games that are needing to be played.
What games are you playing?
I'm playing Baldur's Gate 3 right now. And it is an incredible, very fun game.
I keep hearing that. I don't believe it.
It's if you like D&D,
I do.
then it is just like a game of D&D, in that it takes almost as long to get through a battle as it, but I enjoy that because I like the roll of the dice and stuff.
Correct me if I'm wrong. That's the one where people are having sex with animals, right?
That is correct.
I'm not aware of this happening. It hasn't happened in my game.
Technically, it's sex with a druid who's turned into an animal, but correct.
No,
it is a bear.
No. It's just like D&D.
So
You wanna
bestiality
go there,
is
you
allowed.
can, but you don't have to. That's
Right.
D&D
Well,
is
It's
exactly
it's
as
the bestiality technicality.
Okay, all right, gotcha.
There's
Well-
a there's a show title if we ever had one.
So I heard a little bit about this. Apparently, the game has different characters and it's a different it has different calculations on how likely they will be attracted to you, and thus you can have a relationship with of whatever sorts you wish to have. And there's one character who apparently has a bug who you look at him for too long and he's like, "Come to my cabin." Again, it's like, oh my god, it's remember back in the original version of Civilization.
Mm-mm.
So there's a famous bug in Civilization. The bug is that it was a
Bye, Mike.
it was an 8-bit value was supposed to decide how warlike the different leaders were, and if you play the game on easy, it automatically reduces that bit value by 1, which made the problem of Gandhi, who is almost never at war, becoming bloodthirsty because it flipped over to a full 8-bit. So he became the most ruthless monster of a warmonger, going out and nuking things.
I can believe it.
And
See,
so
but here's the thing.
That actually
You can't
sounds pretty
say
fun.
that Gandhi would
hilarious.
nuke things, considering Gandhi never got his hands on nukes. Go back in time and give Gandhi a nuke, and I'm pretty sure he would have no qualms using. He'd find a way to justify it.
Yeah, that's a real bug. It was, I believe they patched it out of the game, but back then DOS games weren't patched that often, and so it's just how the game
Well,
worked.
even if they put out a patch, you have to basically just rely on and hope that somebody gets their hands on the patch and applies it.
Mhm.
Right, you hope.
Yeah.
Or
now
you're one of those poor
patches
suckers who had a game and it wouldn't work with your system until you got the patch and you were seeking it. Yeah.
Yeah, now you can't start the game if you're not up to date.
Yeah, no kidding.
Fortunately, it patches overnight.
There is a Wikipedia article, Nuclear Gandhi. There you go. There's another title for
All right.
the show.
So speaking of games, have any of you ever played Gran Turismo on the PlayStation?
The first Gran Turismo and a bit of Gran Turismo 2. I thought they were amazing for the time and great driving simulators, but not such driving simulators that made me want to, kill myself because my tire pressure is off on my left tire, kind of thing.
Well, that's what the game became.
Yes, I know.
That was their goal. See, I never liked Gran Turismo because I like more of the arcade style driving. I like being able to drive into oncoming traffic and cause wrecks and do the stuff you're not supposed to.
Which one was that? Burnout?
Yeah. I absolutely loved Burnout. So I saw the movie.
Oh, that's right. There's a movie based off this now.
That movie needs a patch.
Ooh.
Oh,
and you're not talking about a pirate patch.
No. They need to issue a patch to fix the movie.
Uh-oh.
That is the biggest pile of BS I've ever seen. I'm not going to get into spoilers because nothing I'm going to say now actually hinges or gives away stuff in the movie. But the basic premise that they tell you in the trailer or whatnot, that this is Gran Turismo based on a real story about how in back in 10 years ago or so, 15 years ago, someone had the idea, hey, Gran Turismo was built to be the realist driving simulator available, right?
Realism was their goal.
A point they drive into you over and over and over in this nearly 2-hour commercial
Okay, just to acknowledge the pun, do they actually drive into you, being realistic? I mean, with a car, do they hit you with a car, drive into you?
Well, somebody got driven into.
Okay, well, okay.
But that's a different thing.
But if they drive it into you, boy, that's a very realistic movie.
So they did a competition. I remember I followed this competition. This is one reason that this movie really irritated me.
Oh.
Was because they took the best Gran Turismo driver in many area or in different regions, and then they brought them all together at the GT Academy, where they put them in real cars and trained them. Whoever was the best had a shot to become a official sponsored driver professionally by Sony, which that is true. The problem is this movie keeps talking about this Jan guy, and they keep making the point that he is the first person to ever do this. He's the first person to ever do this, and nobody's ever done this before. And yet he was in the 3rd season.
Oh.
There's no mention of the guy who was the first. To make things even worse, they went out of their way to erase that other guy. Because, okay, the guy that they're talking, the guy that this movie focus on, yes, he has significantly more melanin in his skin than the other guy.
Okay.
Which probably played some sort of factor, as things do nowadays in Hollywood. But he took him a really long time and to adapt, and he almost didn't, right? Yet the original guy won his first race. His first ever race, he won. Better driver. Yeah. And then they keep making a point throughout the movie that if you don't get a podium, or if no sim driver has ever gotten a podium at Le Mans. And if you don't get it, Sony's pulling the plug. They do their thing. Well, here's the thing. That first driver, he not only got a podium at Le Mans, he got a better finish.
Nice.
And the guy in the movie, he does what they need to do. That first driver was one of his co-drivers, but not in the movie. So not only did the first guy win at Le Mans, or he got second place at Le Mans, but he not only did he do that, but he made this movie guy able to succeed, and there's no mention of him. And it's just like, what are you doing? And there's just the stuff that happens technically happened. Essentially, they wrote a movie about the formation of America, this big grand experiment.
Okay.
Can a president make it happen?
Oh.
And then instead of George Washington, you've got like Millard Fillmore or Barack Obama, or somebody that clearly wasn't that guy. But it's a better story. I don't
know. So other than it not necessarily being true, did you like the movie?
Yeah,
was there good racing?
Kind of. Oh, that was the other thing that really drove me crazy. They get to the GT Academy, and they're driving around Nissan GTRs.
Okay.
GT Academy, they trained and raced in 370Zs, not GTRs.
Oh, okay.
Which is a huge difference.
To the layperson like me, I wouldn't have cared.
A 370Z is something that you could probably buy with what's in your bank account.
Oh, a GTR.
A GTR,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
370Z is, the car that I almost got instead of my Veloster.
Yeah, I was looking at the
We were
350s
talking,
back in the
that's
day.
like $16K for a
Right.
2-year-old 370Z,
That
right?
looks really cool. I like that 350Z. That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I like the old
the other thing,
260Z.
the other thing that really, really drove me crazy was they kept talking about no sim drivers should be racing. Sim has no place in racing, right? No
Right.
no person has ever done this before. Yet professional drivers have been using iRacing since the 90s. Nobody had ever used Gran Turismo on a PlayStation. Yes. But no, every facet of motorsports that has a track, they've been using iRacing forever. So it's all a big PlayStation commercial. And I don't know.
And you went to see this in the theater. This is a new movie, right?
Yeah. And thankfully, the only reason I'm not really angry that I watched this, and only reason I watched it, you know it's coming.
I know what's coming.
Movie Pass. No. Movie Pass paid for it. I tried to go see the Meg. I've been trying to see the Meg, but it's never playing when I'm able to go.
Movie Pass is not a paid sponsor of this podcast
yet.
Nor is Meg Ryan.
Yet. No, I mean there's plenty of stuff out there that should be that should be seen instead of Gran Turismo. Don't give them the money. Don't waste your time. It's not worth it. I'm pretty sure there's isn't there like new Star Wars stuff that people should go watch instead?
Mike, go for it.
All right. So speaking of Star Wars stuff, first of all, I want to talk about this weekend because this last weekend here in Austin was Galaxy Con 2023.
Where's this at?
What?
Where is it located?
In Austin, Texas.
In Austin.
Ah, cool.
Yeah. So I had the advantage of being able to go there.
Very cool.
And enjoyed it very much. It was a little bit of a disaster. I don't know if anybody else has been to a Galaxy Con, any of our viewers.
Never heard of it.
Let me know if you had
Mike, for those of us that don't quite know what Galaxy Con is, I think I know, but explain it to us.
Yeah, so Galaxy Con is a typical sci-fi fantasy convention. Comic books, comic art, sci-fi, fantasy TV shows, really anything kind of geekdom.
So it's kind of like Comic Con, except focus on sci-fi.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Comic Con is exactly the same. Because this is, like it's comics, sci-fi, fantasy, just general geek.
Almost the same thing, except it's in Austin rather than San Diego. Okay.
Yeah. Comic-Con is trademarked by the San Diego Comic-Con.
Well, there's also New York Comic-Con.
Lots of companies used to call themselves Comic-Cons, but they're not allowed to anymore. So it would be like the Greater Austin Comic-Con used to be what we had here in Austin. They don't do it anymore because they're not allowed to be called Comic-Con. But it's effectively the same thing. They have like a main stage with panels where celebrities go and talk. So I got to meet some celebrities.
Wow.
Autographs.
Which celebrity is that?
Wrong way. There we go.
I don't know who those people are.
Anybody?
They
really
look
so
familiar.
There's so much glare from your monitor.
That appears to be the from the new Star Wars movies.
No. You also got to remember that a lot of people are listening to this. They can't see videos, so
that's true.
Yeah. Anyways, I will name. This is the cast of the Arrow. TV show.
No wonder I don't
okay,
recognize him.
Yeah, I've never watched.
Yeah, I watched the first 2 seasons of The Arrow, and I kind of dropped off after that.
Is
Yeah,
it the
so-
Arrow or is it just Arrow?
I think it's
Yeah.
just
I think
Arrow.
it's just
I
Arrow.
think it's just Arrow.
Wow,
Um,
whatever it is.
But regardless, it is getting, as I was planning to go and seeing who was on the guest list, made me think about the Arrow. And it's been a while since I watched it. So I've watched a few, gone back and rewatched a few episodes. It's a really good show. DC really, for some reason, they can't make a good movie to save their lives, but their TV shows generally are really good. So I really enjoyed The Arrow. It was cool getting to meet the three of the main. I don't know. I'd say they're the 3 main cast members, but there were several other major cast members that weren't there. I also got to meet Ahsoka Tano, and by that I mean the real Ahsoka Tano, which is Ashley Eckstein, not Rosario Dawson, because Ashley was the voice for Ahsoka for all of Clone Wars, and so she's been doing it like 7 years longer, plus actually quite a bit more than that, because she also did voices in the Rebels TV show and various other things. But anyways, it was really cool getting to meet her. She's my favorite character in Star Wars is Ahsoka. So that was fun. We got photos with them, or with her. I got signatures from the other folks and just a photo with Ashley. But that was cool. My daughter really enjoyed getting to meet Ashley as well. She's also a big Star Wars fan. So other than the fact that they had literally 2 metal detectors for the thousands and thousands of people coming, it was awesome. But we went at 12:30 because they opened at 10, and we thought 2.5 hours there wouldn't be a line anymore. We'll be able to just walk in. It was almost 2 hours in line in 100-degree heat with no shade, and they weren't providing bathrooms or water. There was no accommodations for bathrooms. You just had to go find a business nearby to use their restroom and get a drink.
Where was this place? Where was this being held?
In downtown Austin at the convention center.
The convention center doesn't have bathrooms?
Not for the lines outside.
But you couldn't get into the building to use them.
Oh, you mean while you were waiting in line?
Yes, while you were waiting.
I thought it sounded like you were saying once you got into the convention, there weren't any bathrooms.
There's no bathrooms in Star Wars, so
was the line near the river?
not close enough. Not close enough. I mean, but the point being that, like, you've got people waiting in line for 2 to 3 hours in the hot sun with no water. Actually, we found out when you get all the way to the front of the line, they had a water there, but you can't, like, it wrapped all the way around the convention center. So nobody knew there was water at the front of the line. And there was no communication going on, nothing. It was like the Fire Fest of comic conventions. Once you got in, everything was fine. So it was very enjoyable after that 2-hour wait.
Well, apparently what you had was better than what happened at Burning Man. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
So what were the big
instead of Burning Man?
So what were the big exhibits there? I mean, was there anything that looked promising that maybe is coming down the pipe?
Yeah, so I don't normally go to a lot of the like stage things. And honestly, most of them are like Q&As with celebrities that either are maybe still doing a show or recently did. Like from the Star Wars vicinity. There was Ashley. There was the voice, Matt Lautner, I think, the voice of Anakin, and I should know the voice of Obi-Wan because he's my second favorite
Ewan
character.
McGregor.
I can't remember it, but anyways, there's a lot of Star Wars characters. Grand Moff Gideon, Moff Gideon was there, not Grand Moff. I just Moff Gideon.
Wait,
That's
the dude from
Esposito.
Breaking Bad?
Yeah, that dude.
Gus Fring was there? And you didn't lead with that?
Who's that? Is
Gus
that
Fring.
the guy who plays? Is
Yeah.
that Esposito?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody knows him as Gus Fring
never
from
watched
Breaking Bad.
So I don't know. Anyways, it was a great show. It was fun. We saw a lot of things, lots of questionable moments where I was like, oh, what's that over there, to distract my kids from the cosplayers and stuff like that.
I have only gone to one convention ever in my life. It was PAX West in Seattle. My friend wanted me to go with him because, you know, he wanted to do his cosplay thing. And so I helped him, being his basically the guy who makes sure he's got things to drink and he's got his pack in case he needs to fix something in his suit and all that, and then carry around everything else. And when walked around the convention center with him, it was great. It was lots of fun doing it. I'm so glad that the line only was because we got there early and we had to wait for them to open the doors and basically walk half an hour. It was great. No problem. Seattle's great because the weather sucks, so it's not hot.
Yeah. See, we
go to conventions in Seattle, everybody.
I had friends that went, they weren't like cosplaying guests, they were just cosplaying. Yeah. So the difference is like there are professional cosplayers that that make a living at it, and or maybe not a living but make money at it. I'm sure there are, I know there are many that make a living, but
there's that one dude
immature
that was he did stuff for Daily Tech News Show. I can't think of his name now. He Punished Props.
Oh yes, and that guy,
he's made a living around.
That guy Punished Props knows a good friend of mine,
Liam Panetta.
No, that's maybe, I don't know if that was
no, that's the camera guy.
But my friend, he's done a lot of his name is Thomas Signeri, all known as Rarbomb online. Shout out to him. He's done a bunch of really amazing cosplays, but he always likes to mix it up. Sometimes he does something that's very realistic. It's like he did the suit for Emperor Zod from Superman, from Man of Steel in particular, that, you know, dark cool suit. He did that, which was really cool. But his most famous one was I don't think I might have said this a while ago, is that he made one that looks like, at least most famous to me, looks like a modern Buzz Lightyear before they made the newest Buzz Lightyear movie. And apparently somebody bought that and put it on a show. I think it was Cougar Town or something like that. They bought his suit, and I know what he does is he 3D prints and creates props for other people, you know, all day long. So
Punished Props, that's Bill Duran.
Bill Duran.
Yeah, Bill Duran.
I want to get back to the initial question though, which was, is there anything Star Wars on? So I took us on a significant detour there, but as I hinted, there is a different Ahsoka, Rosario Dawson, in the Ahsoka show, and season 2 just is coming out now. I think episode 4 just came out this week, yesterday, and we watched it. I gotta say, I'm really enjoying it. Okay. While I still view Ashley as the real Ahsoka, Rosario Dawson is doing an amazing job. And the show is very good. I'm very interested to see where it goes. It's tying in to Rebels,
right,
and Clone Wars a bit. Rebels very heavily. So if you're a Rebels fan, this is definitely the show to watch. You've got several of the core Rebels characters, and the whole mission derives out of the Rebels TV show. Like the whole purpose of the series, to not to spoil anything. I think I said it, this is season 2. This is season 1. She was in Mandalorian.
Yes, she was.
So I was viewing those episodes of season 1, but obviously different.
She was in Mandalorian. Oh, Rosario Dawson was in Mandalorian, but she wasn't Ahsoka.
Yeah,
right?
She was
She
Ahsoka.
was Ahsoka.
She shows up as Ahsoka in Mandalorian.
Yeah. There's a few episodes.
Okay, so hold on. I may not know what Ahsoka is then.
She's
I
a
keep
Jedi.
seeing pictures of a lady with like long blue tentacle things on her head. Is that not Ahsoka?
That's
white. It's white.
That's Ahsoka. Those are Montrails. They're white with blue stripes on them.
Okay, yeah. But I don't remember seeing anybody that looked like that in Mandalorian.
She wasn't in that series. She wasn't not in the first season.
Yeah,
I've watched all the seasons of Mandalorian.
She was in the other seasons.
Yeah, she
was.
The
only one I remember is Bo-Katan, because that was Starbuck from Battlestar.
So in season 2, you see her. There's an episode where
she's just like in the background or something.
No,
she talks to.
There's an episode where it like goes off on a tangent with her.
Okay.
Totally
she's able, because she's a Jedi, she's able to use the Force to communicate with Baby Yoda.
I'm no Jedi.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Okay.
But anyways, so Ahsoka TV show, very good. If you like Star Wars at all, you'll enjoy it probably. If you liked Rebels, this is Rebels season 5. I think there were 4 seasons, right? Yeah, this is another season of the Rebels, basically.
Okay, that brings up something that I want to ask you guys about, because clearly I am not the Star Wars guy.
Okay.
Rebel Moon is clearly a Star Wars show. How is it on Netflix?
I know the answer to this.
Go for it, Matt.
Well, okay. I don't know. Maybe there's probably more details that I don't know. Zack Snyder I believe he made a pitch to make a Star Wars film, and he was basically thoroughly denied. And so he said, all right, we'll remove all the copyright bits for Star Wars and call it something else, and we'll put it on a different thing.
But it's still Rebel.
It's Rebel Moon, because
I saw the name Rebel Moon and I immediately said, oh, Star Wars. And then I saw a thing. I went, oh yeah, that's clearly Star Wars. And then I saw Netflix. I went, huh?
See, the thing is, you can't copyright or trademark the idea of people being rebels.
No. I get that. I get that.
He was able to get away with keeping that. And
okay.
It keeps it like you said, it's so clearly a Star Wars show.
He's not hiding the fact that, oh, this is based off Sar Wars, but he's also saying it is not a Star Wars.
There is literally a Zack Snyder cut of Star Wars.
Yes.
But he didn't put it in black and white.
Found footage.
It's the Snyder cut.
He found it in his studio.
Star Wars, the Snyder cut. Yeah, it's I haven't seen it yet myself. I will probably watch it out of curiosity. I'm like 50-50 on Zack Snyder.
Let me ask, is it a movie or is it a series? Because I'm confused on that as well.
I believe it's a movie.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought so.
Probably if it was a series, I'd probably give it a shot. But if it's a movie, I have no interest.
It's an hour and a half of your life.
Whatever. No, the problem is movies require me to sit and focus and do one thing. And I don't like doing that. I can sit and focus. I'll sit and focus and do something for like a half hour, maybe an hour, depending on the show. But yeah, otherwise, no, I've got too much stuff to do.
Yeah, it's a 2.5 hour film.
Yeah,
as is
I'm out.
Common for Zack Snyder, it's a little bit on the longer side.
Wait till you get his cut. That
the
extra
Snyder
2 hours.
The Snyder cut.
The Snyder cut of the Star Wars Rebel Snyder edition.
Anthony Hopkins is in that movie.
Yeah.
He is.
Wait, I
Cool.
thought Anthony Hopkins was dead.
No,
Didn't he die like last
No.
year or so? Oh,
no.
Or I don't know. Maybe he did, but apparently he was not. He was still around.
no,
he-
I okay, cool. No,
He's still around.
all right.
So is Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood's getting up there too.
He's in his 90s. Clint Eastwood.
Keep
Yep.
going, guys. Keep going. You're doing great.
Who was it? Somebody just died recently, and he was 99. He almost made it.
Oh,
Crap. Who was it?
Well, Jimmy Buffett died over the weekend.
Oh,
He
yeah.
did.
I did hear
Ja-
that.
Was he in Margaritaville?
Well, let's just hope that wherever he is now, he's found his lost shaker of salt.
Oh, it was Bob Barker. Bob Barker just.
That's
died.
right. Bob Barker just.
Yeah, he did pass away not long ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
and the worst part is, he made it to 99, so he was the closest to 100 without going over.
Oh no! Oh man! How could I have not seen that joke? Oh!
I'm putting the yodeling music in now.
Everybody
did
spay and
good.
neuter your pets, everybody.
Did get close.
Well, that's the whole point of The Price is Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. As close as you can without going
Now,
over.
if he
Oh.
had gotten 100, then everybody would have had to give him $100 bill.
Sick.
Mm.
You got it
That's
right
so
on.
good.
All right.
So there was a movie I watched over the weekend.
Okay, what'd you watch?
What'd you watch?
I watched the new Flash movie.
Oh,
Wait,
Oh.
I thought Macromedia shut Flash down.
No,
There aren't any Flash movies on the internet anymore. They're all
You
broken.
mean Adobe that bought Macromedia?
Yeah.
No.
whatever.
I mean the superhero Flash. Right.
Wait,
So
is the Flash really a superhero? Thought he was just kind of an annoyance to everybody else in the Justice League.
he is in the Justice League. So he's
Yeah, but
part of it.
Is he actually? I thought they put him in as kind of just a joke, like Aquaman.
I know some people out there. They're Flash fans, so they like
I
the
honestly,
Flash.
I don't like the Flash a lot, but I did enjoy, again, the DC TV show, The Flash.
The old
Um,
'90s one, right?
And no, the one that came out
That
that's
one
like
was
just
terrible.
stopped running. I think they just ran the last season.
Yeah.
It might still be running. I don't know. Don't
Oh,
Although I guess this new movie makes the original 90s Flash TV show canon because that Flash shows up as himself. And
Yeah.
he's also in the TV show occasionally,
yeah.
the new TV show.
Exactly. So what I would like to hear what your thoughts were, Jimmy. I have chosen not to go see this show because I have a problem with the lead actor. And
Yeah,
he's
I
gotten
could,
into a lot of trouble, and Hollywood has let him continue to be a part of major movies. And I think that it basically condones that behavior.
well, I'm not aware of I don't watch news anymore, so I'm not aware of whatever he's
Wait, you're
done.
telling me that the liberal run Hollywood is picking and choosing who gets punished? No. Say it ain't so.
And
His
Clyde,
lists of crimes are pretty atrocious.
well, I'm ignorant of that fact, so I did watch the movie. So
Feel free to, I'm not telling anybody they shouldn't. That's just, I'm not going to see it because of that. I am
Yeah.
curious if it was good though.
I mean, I still love Hogan's Heroes, and that dude, he did he was involved in some really wild stuff.
Oh yeah, and died an early death because of it, right?
Yeah.
Which dude?
Hogan.
The Hogan, the lead character, Bob.
Yeah.
What was his last name?
Bob Crane.
Bob Crane. Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I
look up
remember
Bob Crane, but make sure you go to incognito mode. But as you were saying, Jimmy.
Yeah. So the new Flash movie, right? It was pretty good, right? I think. Of course, I mean, I say pretty good with the lens of that I like any superhero movie, right?
Okay.
And because all these movies just take me back to when I was a kid and used to read comics, right, and that kind of thing. I wouldn't say it's the greatest superhero movie I ever saw. I mean, it's not going to be that, but there were some interesting twists in it. They got into like a multiverse kind of situation as well. And one of the DC characters, right? There was just an interesting twist on one of the characters, and if you watch the movie, you'll pick, and it takes you until about maybe a third of the way into the movie before you start picking up on the first one, and then as it gets through, they start having kind of like the finale, and then there toward the end, they do it again on. Toward the end, it even kind of like changes yet again, right, within the movie. But very interesting how they chose to do that, right? And it was kind of entertaining to see that too. I know I'm being spotty here because I don't want to spoil it for anybody that might want to watch it, right? But I thought it was pretty entertaining. Again, it's not going to be your favorite superhero movie. I think it's far from that, but still entertaining, and some of the twists that they chose to use in the movie, I thought was pretty clever.
I don't know, Clyde. I'm not gonna spoil it, but you might have to watch that movie.
Me?
Yeah.
Why?
I can't spoil it.
Well, I don't care about spoilers. You can tell me after.
Okay.
I need a good reason to see that movie because
it's
been my long-standing opinion that DC makes good TV, and they need to stick to TV. Forget about movies.
Yep.
This is
Marvel,
not going to be
on the other hand, needs to stick to movies and stop making TV.
Yes.
Because
I don't argue too much against that, right? I mean, and I think that's pretty much right, but I don't know, me, I'm just a superhero fan. I'll watch them both.
I get that. I'm not begrudging anybody for enjoying it. I'm saying my personal opinion.
Yeah,
because I haven't seen a DC. Well, I enjoyed Aquaman, but that was the one that everybody hated. So,
I mean, yeah, I would be getting off topic, but Marvel has had some good stuff recently on Disney Plus.
There's been some.
Everybody says Loki's so great. I've been for the last month. I've been trying to watch the first 2 episodes of Loki, and I keep falling asleep. So I have to keep starting it over. The only thing I have gotten out of the first 2 episodes of Loki is the fact that Owen Wilson is drinking Josta, and Coca-Cola needs to bring Josta back.
I agree with that.
That was a crime that they ever stopped making it. And that's the only thing I've gotten from that show so far.
Loki doesn't move at the typical pace of a superhero show or movie.
And it doesn't need to. I like slow moving stuff.
Yeah.
There's just something about this show. I keep falling asleep. It's like, and I watch like police procedurals like Bosch, where the story may drag for a couple seasons. And you get like no movement in a single episode, but I've never fallen asleep.
I liked Loki quite a bit, and I enjoyed Moon Knight.
I think you're the only person that enjoyed Moon Knight.
Yeah,
I didn't watch it.
Everybody that I have heard admit that they watched it had nothing good to say.
Oh, okay. So yeah, here's the recent ones. Hawkeye was good. She-Hulk was awful. Miss Marvel was good. Moon Knight was fairly good. WandaVision starts off really super weird and gets really good.
Yep.
And Loki was
with
good.
a weird. Well, I would say it has a kind of weak
Okay,
ending, though.
so based on once he got to She-Hulk, it was very clear that everything that he's saying is clearly wrong. So whatever he's saying, just do the opposite, because
Just do the
She-Hulk was
opposite.
brilliant.
I like She-Hulk.
She-Hulk was
good.
great.
I thought it was great.
That was the first Marvel TV anything that I was.
I wish
in
they'd
love
do a
with.
second season, but they
I
probably will not. But
I'm hoping they do.
I'm pretty sure they will.
Well, I hope so.
It was received well enough that, and they set it up.
Season of that.
I could. I mean, when we talked about that, I mean, Mike made some good points, right? I mean, it's not like that everything's perfect about that show, but I thought it was,
it was enjoyable. It was
fun.
enjoyable.
Yeah. Yes.
It was the thing that most Marvel stuff is not fun.
Yep.
It had some humor in it. That's what made it fun.
Yep. It was trying to be fun.
I had a hard time overlooking its flaws because it
he doesn't like strong, powerful women.
Yeah,
it's not that. Trust me.
Oh wait.
I mean,
no.
Hey man,
he
what was not fun watching the devil guy,
like the
when Daredevil do the walk of shame, man. I mean, that was brilliant. I thought
that was the best episode of Daredevil I've ever seen.
Yes, so okay, I will give you that bit with Daredevil was pretty good. I did enjoy that. Yeah, I mean, there were just so many things that I didn't like that I found annoying and frustrating, and I had a hard time overlooking. Normally, that's what's really weird. Like, normally I just can overlook the flaws of any show and just enjoy it. But for some reason I struggled with that one. But anyways, I think I've detoured us significantly from the conversation of the Flash movie. So what's your final thumbs up or not
for a Flash movie? I mean, if you're a superhero fan, I think it's worth watching. I mean, it's on HBO, right?
Oh, it's on HBO now?
Yeah, it's on Max. That's where I watched it. Right?
Okay.
So I mean, if you subscribe to Max already,
right,
and you like DC,
I might watch it because I've already subscribed to Max, because I was like going, I don't think I have to go spend the money in the theaters, and I thought you maybe went to the theaters.
Well, you're already paying the $15 a month for Max. You may as well watch it.
You give it a shot.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Max, I get it because my internet provider is AT&T.
Right.
See, I used to get Max because I was with AT&T, and I'm finally no longer with AT&T, which means any day now, my Max connection could shut off. It will eventually. I just don't know when they're going to realize.
Just to only go on a brief tangent, who did you go with for your cellular provider?
Well, it's not me. I moved my children to T-Mobile, and which I've been talking about for years, and it ended up being an absolute nightmare. The entire process, and I'll talk about that at another time. That I think I've got an entire hour rant about that one.
All right, for one of our slow episodes, you can bring that up.
Yeah.
Well, talking about rant, what are we talking about today?
All right, rants and raves. Last week we decided we had all watched Dungeons and Dragons, but Jimmy wasn't here and to weigh in, and apparently he hasn't watched Dungeons and Dragons. So we are going to spend the next few minutes telling Jimmy whether or not he should watch the movie Dungeons and Dragons. That is what we are doing. Okay. Who wants to start off?
I can.
So, I'll start.
Michael, let Michael.
I've talked a little bit about D&D already today. When we
then you're cut off. You already hit your quota.
I'm cut off. The quota's met. I am a big D&D fan. I've been playing D&D since I was a little kid, like 8 or 9 years old, and really enjoy like real tabletop D&D with friends. So I've seen previous D&D movies or D&D shows, and they have all been abysmally awful.
What about the Saturday morning cartoon Dungeons and Dragons? That was pretty good.
Barely D&D.
Okay.
Sorry.
But I don't care about the game.
Anyway,
it's a Saturday morning cartoon, so that's fine.
Yeah. Probably the best thing D&D previous to this movie, but I felt like this movie captured what D&D is about. And
is it about the main character imitating Chris Pratt the entire time? Because that's all I remember. Is I started out the movie watching going, is he going to just do a Chris Pratt impression the entire movie? And then I got to the end of the movie and went, yes.
No, yes, I have no idea what you're talking about. I didn't see that at all. But I saw Chris Pine playing a D&D character phenomenally well. That was my opinion.
Arguably, Chris Pine played Chris Pine. He is his own character, and he was a version of that character, which fit well with the movie, and he was fine. But really, I've never seen Chris Pine reach very far as an actor, if you ask me. Not saying that's bad. I think he's a great.
I don't disagree with that statement.
General character.
He's been in some stuff that maybe would feel like a bigger stretch than most of what I've seen. Like there was the one with the. I don't even know.
The one with the spaceship and the guy with the pointy ears.
Yeah, what the hell
I was thinking there was the one with
Star Trek.
With Olivia, I think it was Olivia Wilde.
John.
And
that horrible that was that one that was out earlier this year about the virtual world.
Olivia Wilde and
Don't Worry Baby,
and the singer dude, the guy from
that movie was
the one
garbage. I hated that movie so much, and I had to sit through it in the theater.
Don't worry, darling.
Don't worry, darling.
My thought was that was
don't watch this, darling.
A stretch for him, right? Like that's not in his normal wheelhouse. Right. That said, yes, he was in I think The Recruit or some CIA Jack Ryan movie. He was in Star Trek, and he plays the same character. It's a fun character. I like it.
Yeah.
And it fit very well into the D&D world. Yeah. And I thought it was really enjoyable.
So, okay, I'll say this. While Chris Pine did not reach as an actor, neither does in this movie Hugh Grant. But that being said, a few weeks ago when we talked about that movie, what was it? The movie that was
Operation Fortune.
Yes. In that movie, he reaches really far. So obviously Hugh Grant can reach, but in this movie,
I was actually gonna say that Hugh Grant was my favorite thing about this movie.
I think he was great.
He was great, and he played the right role for this, you know. And I've got to say that I am a big fan of Hugh Grant as villains going forward.
I agree.
From now on, he needs to be the villain, and that's just the way it is.
He plays like the nicest, most
sleazy,
considerate villain that's so bad.
Exactly. And just in the background, you can tell in the back of his voice that he's like skeeving in the background. He knows what he's saying is actually going to go against you, but he's saying it with a smile, with this look in his eye, like
I mean, he just seems so sincere and nice, and I enjoyed that character, and it worked really for me too.
Jimmy, if you've never played Dungeons and Dragons before in your life, and you went to sit down and watch this movie, and you weren't sitting around other D&D nerds, you'd say, it seems like an okay film. You'd like it just fine.
Just to prove that point, I don't play D&D. I don't care about D&D. I watched this movie and I went, it's an okay film.
Yeah.
Literally.
Okay. But there are so many call outs to Dungeons and Dragons that some subtle, some not so subtle.
And I didn't get a single one of them, and I don't feel like I missed anything.
The smart thing is that they played it right, where that it's not important for you to know this stuff to still be a decent movie. Yeah, but to us who are steeped in the lore of that's Bigby's grasping hand and things like that, will be like totally jazzed about this movie. And look, they did this thing in this way because the rules tell it to happen in this way. They follow a lot on the movie. Well, a lot of us nerds really enjoyed that amount of immersion. If you are surrounded by people who really love the movie, they will. It will either be entertaining to watch their enjoyment, or it'll be annoying. It all depends on who you're sitting with. So, if I were you, I would say watch the movie without anybody who's a big fan around with you, because I think in your case you would enjoy it better in that way.
Can I just say
how did the Michelle Rodriguez character do in this?
She was fine,
because I like her in a lot of movies.
Yeah, she was fine.
She kicks ass.
I mean, I kind of feel like they took her straight out of the Fast movies and then made her a warrior, and
she's again, not a big stretch, but really fun to watch, and did a good job in the movie.
Yeah. Can I just say, poor Jonathan.
Which one's Jonathan?
The bird guy.
Oh,
and she yells, "Jonathan, no!"
I remember that now.
Dude, that poor guy. I mean, that's all I gotta say. I felt bad for him.
I agree with Matt. Like, there were just so many things that a D&D fan can appreciate that it really added a lot of flavor to the show for me. Right. And like my wife and kids, my wife has played D&D a few times when I've tricked her into playing, convinced her. But she's not a fan. She doesn't dislike it, but she's not a fan by any means. And she knows very little about the lore. So she enjoyed it the same as what you were saying. It's like, you can absolutely enjoy it without getting those things. I got a lot of them, and I was proud to say that my daughter, my older daughter at least, caught up on a couple of them as well. She's played D&D a few times with me and some family and friends.
All right. And stuff. But there's things in the movie that are just, like, why would the world would they do this kind of thing? And I will give one example that is in the movie. I think it's funny. It doesn't spoil anything in the film.
Okay.
So this is a Dungeons and Dragons map. This is too big, so we'll just use the smaller one that I have here to explain that.
Is there an even smaller one inside?
There's not even a smaller one inside. It would be a great trick if I could do that, but no. So you have this map. It's a bunch of squares or a bunch of hexagons on it. And obviously on the map, you put something here on this part of the map here, and your character wants to go there. And maybe there's some rocks or trees around. And of course, your character would go straight there, right? There would be no going around rocks or anything. They would just go straight there. Well, they do that in this film. There's a character who's like, and he's just going to walk right over those. Yep, there he goes, right over those rocks.
Wow.
Yes.
That's the kind of pointing out of like little things like, this doesn't make sense in the real life, but they make a joke out of it, and it's wonderful.
The Paladin was like the best part of the show, in my opinion. I died laughing. Everything about the Paladin was hilarious.
Wait, which one is the Paladin?
That was his name was Zinc.
I don't.
He was the character who showed up and helped them out for a little while, and then later left them to finish their mission on their own. And when he left, he walked in a straight line, and they said he's just going to walk right over that. Yep, there he goes, walking right over the rock.
Oh, that guy. He was like the OP guy that they didn't believe could have been good.
Right.
Because, okay.
Yeah, he was too.
No, I liked him. I liked him just because he was just kind of that mystical.
Yeah, he was the
he was Zen.
He was the temporary character who came in to help you because you needed some help. Apparently, the GMs helped you, brought him in to help you get past the point.
Okay. I mean, that's why it was so great. Like, not only was he like a lot of funny things about D&D, but that like his existence at all was clearly one of those things that it just like, if I don't put this in here, they're never going to get where they're going. And you can just feel like a DM's frustration about like having to like shoehorn this in.
This film was nominated for 3 awards. Did you know that?
There was the movie is in generally a good heist film. Essentially, it doesn't dumb itself down so much. Where if you feel like it's being spoon fed to you, at the same time, it's also not so complicated that it's going to be, you feel like you can't follow the story. So it hits that good balance. And I like some of the creative solutions they had for the problems in the film. So it was a lot of fun.
Like I said, I know casually some stuff about D&D just because I know people that are into D&D, like you two. But I enjoyed it. I'm glad I didn't go and see it in the theater. I was glad that I was able to I didn't have to give it my full attention.
Sure. But, it's short enough too for you.
I mean, it see, in that one, I didn't feel like I had to sit and pay attention. And if there was a point where I went, wait, and I could back it up if I needed to, I only had to do that like once or twice because all of a sudden I was like, wait, did they not explain something? And then I go back and I go, no, they just didn't explain it. Okay, never mind.
That in a way, that's a good thing. When they over-explain things, it's a problem. So choosing not to is good. I also have to say I really laughed a lot. It reminded me a lot of a lot of sessions with my friends. The graveyard scene, where they're in the graveyard scene. That is a very funny piece of. There's some great humor there.
Did you see the post credit?
I did.
Okay.
If you watch it, stay for the post credit. There's one last bit of humor there for you.
And I will say, I know that entire movie had to have been nothing but CGI, but it looked okay.
Yeah.
Is it on a streaming service now?
Good question.
Yeah, that's how I watched it. I think it was on Amazon. It was either Amazon or Peacock or HBO. It's on one of those for free.
Okay.
Because it's owned by that company.
It is streaming on Amazon Prime Video for free.
There it is.
Oh, okay, good.
It's an MGM movie. So, I guess I'd recommend it to most anybody if you like funny movies. I think it would have been better with Chris Pratt.
Because he's just playing Chris Pratt.
That's what I'm saying. It's like if he's just going to play Chris Pratt the entire time, why don't you just get Chris Pratt? Although I think years ago, Chris Pratt would have been the cheaper buy, but right now, Chris Pratt's well above Chris Pine.
That's true.
Well, you said Chris Pratt. So Matt said that he didn't stretch. He just played who he always plays. And you're saying that he played Chris Pratt. So
No,
apparently Chris Pine is always playing Chris Pratt.
Maybe, but I've never
Target. He every time he's like, I think Chris
because
Pratt,
everything else I've seen him in, he's been super serious.
Chris Pratt.
So I've never seen him try to be goofy like he was in this movie.
That's true. He was a lot more goofy than he was.
Yeah, he was trying to do that character that Chris Pratt does naturally.
Right.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. He was trying to be Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Clyde would recommend it. I would strongly recommend it. If you're a D&D fan, it's a must see. If you enjoy fantasy of any kind, it's a must see. And if you just want to watch a good movie, I would say it's a solid choice.
Yep. Knowing Jimmy, I think I can honestly say you'll enjoy it.
I'm going to watch this.
Cool. Especially since it doesn't cost you anything. Absolutely. Yeah. We'll watch it.
Just when you get back.
One thing, Jimmy, please make sure it's the 2023 version, not the 2000 version. If you watch that one, I'm sorry. The best thing that was in that movie, that very first movie, was a CGI dragon. The CGI gold dragon fly kicking a CGI red dragon in the face was the only good thing. It was this flying kick dragon on dragon at 2000s era.
I was gonna say, remember this is
the only good thing
movie in the CGI.
Yeah, it probably hasn't aged well, but that was like the one thing I watched and went, oh, that's cool, and everything else was like, oh, this is so bad.
I spent most of 2000 at sea, and I'm kind of glad that I didn't know that this existed.
Yes, I'm glad you didn't know it existed either. It wasn't worth your time then or now.
All right.
It's so bad.
On that note, what should we talk about next week?
Ooh, excellent question. Well,
so Jimmy won't be here.
Jimmy will be gone.
Did any of you watch Asteroid City?
Nope.
I mean, we could do an episode or two of Ahsoka.
Good.
That would force Matt to figure out, or Clyde would have to figure out who she is in that case.
Is Ahsoka live action or is it a cartoon?
Live action? It's
live action.
Oh, it looked like it was going to be a cartoon.
It's not.
And
no, it's kind of like in the Mandalorian.
Yeah, but no, I'm just saying because all I've seen are pictures, like the poster, and it made it look animated.
Okay, so Asteroid City is a Wes Anderson film,
yes.
And as far as I understand, it is the most Wes Anderson of Wes Anderson films.
Oh, dude,
and I
think it is the single greatest thing he has ever done.
Okay, so I have seen like people go, oh, this is a Wes Anderson film, and I know it's weird, but it's really good. And I've seen, movies like, I don't know, the Royal Tenenbaums, or like from advertising, people talking about. I don't know if I've ever seen a Wes Anderson film. They look weird from my point of view.
So Wes Anderson has done some stuff that I guarantee you have watched and you probably didn't know. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm like, yeah, who's this Wes Anderson?
Royal Tenenbaums. Did he do the
so you had
first,
I mean, right off the top of my head, you got
about Wes Craven.
No.
And I was like
that's a different guy.
Wes Anderson got his start when he and Owen Wilson, or Luke Wilson, sorry, he and Luke Wilson were in college together.
Okay.
And that's when they made the movie Bottle Rocket in the 90s, which is Owen Wilson, Luke Wilson, and Wes Anderson.
Okay.
Great movie. Absolute great movie. It's clearly a
college film. Yeah.
So he directed Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Okay.
Most people would know Rushmore.
I think I've seen Rushmore.
That's the
maybe.
one with that's the one where everybody got to know what's his name with the big wart thing on his face. I can't think of his name now. He's in a bunch of stuff.
Jason
But
Schwartzman.
yeah, Jason Schwartzman. So Wes Anderson is also one of these people where he uses the same people over and over and over and over.
Right.
So there will always be an Owen Wilson, probably a Luke Wilson, Bill Murray, Jason Schwartzman. So The Life Aquatic was Steve Zissou. That one was awesome. That was a straight up Bill Murray movie where he's kind of a parody of the fish guy from the 60s. That French guy that would do the TV show about fish.
Jacques
dive.
Yeah.
Jimmy knows who he is. Jacques Cousteau. Yeah.
Jacques Cousteau. Yeah.
The Darjeeling Limited, Hotel Chevalier, a SoftBank commercial.
No, maybe I don't know.
Moonrise Kingdom.
The only thing I have seen that he's done is the Sing movie.
He did Sing.
Yeah,
like the animated movie with the animals.
Where do you see Sing?
I'm looking at saying Sing or Sting.
Sing.
Google is putting it in the list of movies. Maybe
I'm looking at the stuff that he directed. He might have made an appearance in it.
Yeah, Sing is not right. So I've never seen anything he's done.
So we'll go. The Isle of Dogs.
I've seen that one. Actually looked like it was good, but that's one of his the one that looks they're animated one way or another. Those look like they were good. But I never watched them.
French Dispatch is the one that came out last summer. I really enjoyed it. It was kind of even though I hate French cinema, the French Dispatch was an homage to French cinema where different parts of the movie were done in distinct different styles as influenced by specific movies. And luckily I saw that one at an Alamo, and they showed the short movies, each of them before, so that you would understand in the pre-thing. That was kind of nice. I wouldn't recommend Asteroid City then if you're not familiar with Wes Anderson, because I loved it partly because I watched the entire movie and went WTF. And that's the thing I love about Wes Anderson. He's got his style is very obnoxious in a kind of cool way. He will do things just specifically to do the thing. Like he's got his signature camera sweeps. Like two people are talking and the camera will swing back and forth between the two people. It's just stuff. He's got its style. Royal Tenenbaums is where most people got started. Because that was 2000. 2001. Yeah. I watched that because Ben Stiller was in it. I just watched the Darjeeling Limited finally a couple weeks ago. Yeah. That one's I don't think I could have gotten through it had I not been more familiar with his stuff. So okay, we'll move past that.
How about here's a crazy idea. Since Jimmy's going to be gone, we could watch an episode or two of One Piece on Netflix.
Oh, the new one?
The live action version.
Okay.
I mean, it's an idea.
Yeah. I mean, I'm willing to watch it. I absolutely hate the anime.
Oh, I have not seen the anime.
I forced my way through like 50 episodes before I finally just said, you know what, I can't. No, I can't.
So basically, I was introduced. Oh, there's this big anime that was really popular. It's called One Piece. I said, oh, really? He said, yeah. What's about it? And he says, well, there's like 5,000 episodes, and they keep making them. And I said, no, thank you. I'm not watching that because if I really like it, I'll have to watch them all. It will suck my life away, and I have to be very careful about my life being sucked away. This is a short series on Netflix. It's the live action version of that live action Netflix anime conversions to live action so far have not been all that great, apparently. So
I will argue that the live action version of Cowboy Bebop was brilliant.
Oh,
it was amazing. People were rating it badly before it had even launched. Never watched it because if they had, they would have realized it was really good.
Okay. Well, so that's just my suggestion.
That gives me hope that maybe this will be something. I mean, I'm down if Mike's willing.
I know nothing about the series. I'm aware of its existence because it is like on everything. Everybody's talking about it.
Right.
But I've never seen an episode of the show.
That's good.
Nor have I seen the new.
Good. You can go in with virgin eyes.
So can I.
You'll go in. You have an understanding of what the show is, though, right?
I have an understanding.
So you'll go in more agnostic because you don't really care,
right?
Like
you're aware. I have experienced, and I kind of hate the actual show. So
right. Well, we'll hope that you go into this with an open mind because if
no, that's what I'm saying. I'm going into this hoping it'll be something that I will give me a version I do like.
Cool.
I would say that the last time I was like largely aware of what was going on in the anime world was the year the Record of Lodoss War and Battle Angel Alita came out.
The movie?
The original show.
Oh. Yeah. That poor movie.
No, the original.
I know. No, I'm just commenting. I'm just Akira, commenting that poor movie.
Basically, mid-90s was the last time I was really like up to date on what was happening in anime. So I do enjoy anime, but my wife doesn't enjoy it at all. Right. So I've watched very little since I got married.
All right. Well, okay, that's settled. Then do we have time for a quick quiz?
Please, yes.
Jimmy's the one that's getting really late for him.
Yeah, Jimmy,
you guys are in. Okay,
Jimmy, you in?
I'll hang out for a few.
Okay. So I've compiled a list of 12 products.
Ooh.
So what I need you guys to do is you are going to tell me, is this a real Microsoft product?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Or is it a fake? So basically what I did was I leveraged ChatGPT to create a list of items in the style of Microsoft.
Did you use it via Bing?
No, don't do anything using Bing.
Well, I mean, since it's going to be a Microsoft list, right?
And now I have to take Bing off this list. That is a fake product. You're
wow. Hit him low.
All righty. Well, I will keep track, and
I was going to keep score for you if you wanted me to.
I'll keep track here because then when we do the well, I'm speaking as if people aren't watching this right now, so you'll see the little numbers on each, and we'll figure out at the end who's the real Microsoft lover, and it's gonna be Jimmy.
You sure
Might
about
be.
that? You never know. You never know. You never know.
All
Who might
right.
win this.
Are you guys ready?
Let's
Yep.
do it.
First one. Product. Microsoft Round Table. Do you need a description?
Sure.
Oh, you should pick an order for us. Who should go first? Like,
I'm just gonna go right around the horn. So,
okay.
Matt, you can.
Okay, Microsoft Roundtree.
The round table.
Oh, so round table. Sorry, round table. So I'm trying to think. I know that Microsoft likes to name their things after places and things like that. So, and this would be obviously Microsoft naming it after Round Table Pizza. So that has to be. So the question is, would they name it after Round Table Pizza or not? Now it is the last honest pizza.
Not Arthur's Round Table.
I have no idea what Arthur's Round Table is. Round Table Pizza is its own thing. It's around here. I don't know if it's around anywhere else.
I've never heard of the Round Table.
He's big.
King Arthur, Sir Lancelot, Sir Galahad.
Correct.
Knights of the Round Table.
Correct. But no, it's obviously named after Round Table Pizza. So I'm going to say that this one is a fake.
Okay.
Okay.
Mike?
It's real. I'm going to go real. I
You don't need to explain.
I just want to confirm that I agree with Matt. It's named after Round Table Pizza, but I think they did it. Which I don't remember. Like, I remember Round Table Pizza being the best pizza. Is that true? It's been so long since I've been in Vancouver.
It was like cardboard. We had Round Table Pizza. We had Round Table in California, and you used to get it because it was cheap.
So you had a bad Round Table Pizza then, because every Round Table Pizza
we
I've
can
ever
table
had
that for a discussion outside of the game.
Jimmy, what is your answer?
Jimmy, is this real or fake?
So I know that Microsoft made a table product. I don't know if the name, I can't remember if the name of it was called Round Table or not, right? So Microsoft did make a table product years ago.
Was it this or was it something else?
Yeah, that's I just the name Round Table just doesn't stand out in my mind. So I'm going to say it's fake.
All right.
All right.
That was a real product. It was a high-end video conferencing solution that could show 360-degree video of a room using 5 cameras and several mirrors.
Nice.
Okay,
good.
So so that's not the same product I was thinking about. They did make an actual table.
You're thinking, like, I believe, of the Microsoft Surface, the first Microsoft Surface.
Yep, maybe that's what it was. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I know it was a table product that they made.
So next one, Lingua Learn. This is a language learning platform.
And the question is this Microsoft?
Yes. Everything on here is a Microsoft product, but is it a real Microsoft product? Okay. Or is it a fake Microsoft product? Lingua Learn. Language learning platform.
I'm gonna call this one fake because I Lingua Learn. No, that does not sound like a Microsoft product name. It doesn't say Lingua Learn, Excel or something like that. I don't know.
Based on the record so far, I'm going to take a risk.
Well, let me just clarify too. These aren't all modern. These could be going back to the 80s.
Encarta.
Some of these products.
Yeah. The names actually made slightly more sense, but less sense, like Encarta.
So I'm going to that though. This is fake.
Okay. Yeah. So I know there's a product out there called Lingoda, right? But I don't think that's Microsoft either. So I'll say fake.
So what if I read this product description?
Okay.
That says access real world conversation. Language learning platform, or is a language learning platform, access real world conversations, interactive lessons, and pronunciation assistance to confidently communicate in any language.
Sounds like Lingoda, the one that the platform I know, but it's not.
Is it possible that Microsoft bought them and renamed it? All right. Well, good job, guys. That was a fake product.
All right. Yay, we all got points.
All right. Y'all got a point. Next, we've got Microsoft Data Guard. It's a data protection suite.
Microsoft Data Guard. That sounds like a Microsoft product to me. I'm going to say that's real.
All right.
I think that's real as well.
I think that's fake.
All right, Jimmy got it.
Oh man.
Comprehensive data protection suite. Easily encrypt files, secure online communications, and manage your digital footprint, ensuring your privacy in the interconnected world.
How I knew that was fake because there's a Oracle product called Data Guard, and I knew that it wasn't going to be the same as that.
There you go.
This one, I'm not sure how to pronounce this.
Okay.
Zune.
Okay.
That's all there is to it. I couldn't find any information on this product.
Real.
Jimmy?
Yeah, that's a real product.
You fools. It's not real. It's
even totally... Microsoft will tell you it never happened. Trick question. I mean, if it had really happened, why would it be turd brown? Yeah, obviously it wasn't. It was a fake product.
That's actually true.
All right.
I lost the point. Just for
another one. Just one word. Banned.
Ooh, Microsoft banned. Ooh.
And I don't even think Microsoft is in the name. It's just banned.
Well, I'm just thinking like Microsoft Bob and things like that, old news games like that. I think it's real. We'll go real with this.
And for a bonus point, see if you can tell me what the product actually is.
I think Microsoft Band is like an old 80s product. Okay. And it was designed for you to create music using your FM synthesizer. So it was a MIDI based music maker program.
All right.
That's my guess.
Okay. No. An extra point denied.
Oh,
I am gonna go yes. I believe it was similar to Sound Recorder in that it allowed you to record music and
basically the same thing that that Matt just said, and I said no.
No. Yeah, I mean it's
an advanced sound recorder.
See, my mind went in a different direction, right? I'm thinking band, like you band something together, right? Kind of like Clippy, right? Yeah. So
you think it's real, Jimmy?
Is it real or fake?
Is it real?
I will say it is real.
Okay. Okay. I'd like to amend my answer, knowing I don't get the extra point because my first guess was wrong. I believe it is their fitness band that they originally came out with.
There you go. The band runs Windows 10 and is compatible with iOS, Android, and Windows 10 mobile.
But I did not
can do almost every fitness-related task just as well as the Apple Watch or various Fitbit models.
But I do not get the extra point because my first guess was wrong. I forgot about the Microsoft band, and yes, it is a real thing.
Skycraft, a virtual world building platform.
Fake.
Say that again. What was it?
Skycraft. This is a virtual world building platform. I assume like a game.
I'm gonna say no.
Fake.
Is that maybe where they got the? So maybe that's where the movie Terminator got Skynet from. Is what I'm thinking.
So you saying real or fake?
Skycraft.
Skycraft
Right.
with a C.
Oh, with a C.
Yeah, Skycraft, like world building in the sky. I
Okay.
guess I don't know. I didn't name these things. You know, virtual stuff is all the rage right now. They could have announced it this week.
I'm gonna say fake.
Okay. That one is fake.
Yes.
I didn't copy the whole description, so I can read that later. All right.
Okay.
That one had a really long description.
Correct.
Microsoft Health Sync. Health
This is
Sync.
Gotta be real. This sounds like the kind of thing that the kind of a middleware product that they would make. This, I feel like this is a middleware thing.
I know Microsoft has, or at least had, a health, like a service, an app, something that allowed you to consolidate health information.
Did it let you monitor vital signs, track exercise routines, and receive personalized health insights, all synced seamlessly?
Not the one that I'm thinking of. So that makes me think no.
You think it's fake?
I think it's fake.
I'm gonna say it's true.
You think it's real? All right.
That one is fake.
Oh,
the smart wearable and app combination was called Band, not Health Sync.
Okay.
We did Band a couple ago.
That's why I said true, because I thought maybe it was a play off of that. Right.
Yeah. Well, that's why I included this one.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought that.
All right.
You know, I'm going to double check your work, just so you know, because ChatGPT could be wrong. And if I find out that there is middleware that says that there was a background software internally called or something like that.
Was it called Health Sync?
Exactly. Named Health Sync or Microsoft Health Sync. I'm going to come back and say, no, sir, I want my point.
All right.
But that's fine. It's all right. It's all good. That'll be fun for later.
This one. Actimates.
ACTIMATES. Actimates.
Yes.
Is it okay, sir, if you would give me a product description before I make a decision?
You
can say no.
I'll tell you that this will interact with a TV or computer, offering a yes or no response to answers from a child.
Ooh.
Name again?
Ooh.
Actimates.
Oh, that's actually if ChatGPT generated this answer, it was a very good answer for them, I have to say, because this sounds exactly like something Microsoft would do. I'm going to take a risk and say it's real.
Okay. Mike?
Yeah, I'll go with Matt on this one. I can't think of it, but it seemed, like you said, it seems like something Microsoft would do.
Jimmy?
I'm going to go with them too. I think it is real.
Ooh, right. And did you fake us out, sir?
No, this was a real product. They teamed up with a couple companies or a couple IPs like Barney and whatnot, and this thing so the kids can interact with their it's creepy. It ran from 97 to 2000. Actimates.
Sounds like something Melinda Gates might have been involved with.
Maybe.
Well, this was the point where they were getting into all kinds of stuff like modems and cordless phones, and they were putting their name on pretty much everything.
Yeah.
All right. Explore VR, all one word.
I must ask clarification. Is the VR in Explore VR capitalized?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Knowing Microsoft, and they love to reuse their brand name, extend their brand names, so everything's the Explorer and things like that.
It does look like Explorer. Yeah.
So that sounds like something that could have been, but the only way this is real is if this is the name of their version of VHTML, the virtual HTML technology.
It says immersive virtual reality experience.
Okay. So back when the internet was young, there was VHTML, which basically was an HTML way of producing 3D scenes on the web. I remember seeing a couple of them and thinking, boy, these look like crap. And so if this is real, this is Microsoft's engine to render that, if you know what I mean. So it's not a product per se, but it is a named product inside of their Internet Explorer version 4.0 or whatever time they introduced the VR support. So I am going to take a risk and say that this is real, but it is just that kind of thing, not anything fancy. That's one of my guess.
I'm gonna say no, it's fake.
Fake.
Okay. Jimmy?
I'm with Mike on this one. It's fake.
Okay. And you were right. It is fake.
I missed the point.
It's a really convincing one, though. Like,
yeah,
I want to think that that's a Microsoft thing, but I was fairly confident it was.
Trademark it now before they use it. Come on.
Microsoft Digital Sound System 80.
This is long to write. It's a very long one.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So that being said, Microsoft naming conventions are lean towards long names. They really do. I mean, recent software releases are extremely long name things like Microsoft Visual Studio 2023 for Windows Server 2019 literally is a long product thing, kind of thing.
Second.
It's like SE with USB 2.0 support or whatever. Long names are in their DNA. So Digital Sound System 80. What would be the 80 though? Unless it came out in 1980. Is it a hyphen 80?
Nope.
No hyphen. Is there a space between the word system and 80?
Yes.
Okay. Microsoft Digital Sound System 80. The only other thing it could be it could be a piece of hardware, like an early 80s or early, because there were external, sound card things out there, and the Microsoft dealt into that stuff. So I'm gonna say real. Yeah, let's go for real.
Okay. Mike?
I'm going real on this one.
Okay. Jimmy?
I'm going to go real on this one too. I think the 80 is for the decibels.
Possibly.
I was thinking 80 hertz.
In 1998, Microsoft and Philips teamed up to produce a Digital Sound System 80, the only speaker system ever manufactured by Microsoft.
Yes, we got it. And we got it pretty light on the nose.
All right.
Good job.
Last one. Microsoft EcoWise. And yes, EcoWise is one word.
WISE for wise?
Yes.
Okay.
Real-time information about eco-friendly products.
It does sound like a Microsoft name. And Microsoft is trying to, if nothing else, at least appear green.
This is it does have a tagline empowering you to live a greener lifestyle.
Ugh, such a boring tagline. So perfect Microsoft. Okay. I will say this is fake for no good reason.
Okay. Michael?
I have a good reason for my answer. And my answer is because it is so Microsofty, it can't be Microsoft.
All right, Jimmy.
So did you say fake or real?
Fake.
Provides real-time
Most
information about
Microsoft
eco-friendly products, carbon footprints, and environmental impact, empowering you to live a greener lifestyle. That's right.
Yeah, I think I'm with Mike on this. I think this is fake. This sounds too chat GPT to me.
All right. Well, that was fake. And that means we've got Mike with a total of 10 versus Jimmy with 9 and Matt with a 7. And Clyde scored a 0 because I didn't get to answer. All righty. So, like I said, I've got an Apple one. I wanted to. I think I'm gonna. I couldn't think of a punchy name for the Microsoft one. For the Apple one, that's easy. It's Apple or Crapple. You know, which is it? Apple or Crapple?
Yeah.
But yeah, either way.
If you want to wait and we do that on the October 4th show, we could do
Yeah, we'll do it when we get back.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll save that one. We'll come up with something else for the future.
Cool.
And
fun.
with that, I don't think we have anything else we need to really get into. Any parting words from anybody before we let Jimmy go to bed?
Sleep, Jimmy. Jimmy's sleep is wonderful. I recommend it.
I will do exactly that.
Words of wisdom.
Enjoy Germany.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Deutschland. I will be in
Good
Deutschland the next 3 weeks here.
All right. Well, have fun. Don't trip over any remnants of the wall. And
No, I won't be that far north.
If you don't want to, you don't have to wear the lederhosen. Although if you do, we wouldn't mind a picture.
Dude, Jimmy wears Jimmy's wearing lederhosen right now. Why do you think he never wants to be shown from the neck down?
I actually, I think I've got them around here somewhere. No, it was lederhosen that I wore when I was a kid. My mom had them, and she gave them to me.
That's very cool.
I had a pair of lederhosen that I got when I was like 9, and we tried to put it on my daughter when she was 9.
Oh, I thought you were going to say dog.
And I was like, it was too big for her. No, too small for her. Too small for her. She couldn't even put them on. I was like, how the crap? Like, how small was I at 9 years old? My daughter's bigger than I was.
Yep.
Well, every generation is bigger than the one before them. That's why, like, the Egyptians were like 4 feet tall.
I think
and now everybody's like pushing 7.
As a general rule, girls tend to be taller at those younger ages.
They do.
Because they hit their growth spurts a little earlier than the guys. So I'm guessing that must be it. But
maybe
I was like, man, I must have been a small kid my daughter is now 10 and she actually almost 11. And she's as tall as most adult women at 5'4". So,
well, thanks everybody for joining us for This Week in Puberty. We'll catch you all next week with the next Squadcast. Bye.
Bye. How do I